Mario Wonder.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder, you mean?
Yeah, my bad.
What a good name.
I'd rather just not have that name attached to it.
Yeah, Super Mario Bros. New Super has really dirtied the brother's name, huh?
Yeah, I literally I just want to call it Mario Wonder. I don't want it to
They
be
should have just called it,
attached
like Super Mario World, Super Mario Wonder. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Bros. They did not have to add the bros.
But then, if they added Bros so that they could reuse their amazing logo from the new Super series.
Oh yeah.
That logo is kind of indicative of my whole thing with this game being pretty good, but not great, not the best thing ever. Is because that logo still has so much like corporate stank on it.
Corporate ooze.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
it's in the foundations.
They dipped it in the corporate sauce. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, yeah. No, that's all I was saying. It's just that Mario Wonder is like a in-between game, hopefully, where we're transitioning from corporate, like, not knowing what to do with anything Nintendo, where all they make is Mario Maker 2, and it's worse than the original Mario Maker and shit like that. And we're transitioning to the Mario where, like, they're allowed to be creative again, because like they just released a new Mario and Luigi game trailer. I don't remember the name of it. It's like
Brothership or
Brothership, yeah. And it's like that doesn't have the Nintendo law on it. Like there's new species in that. There's new worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think Nintendo's finally allowing that to happen again. Thank God.
And as much as you don't like the 1,000-Year-Door remake, which we will talk about another time,
yeah,
the fact that released at all and retained all of the species and shit.
It's a remaster. You mind your language there, boy.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But fucking yeah, exactly. Like they wouldn't even want to acknowledge a game that creative existing from Wii U to Switch. So now that the Switch is on its way out, I'm not saying I'm hopeful, but I'm curious. And Mario Wonder is the beginning of my curiosity because this is the first good game they've released that Nintendo themselves made. Stuff like Metroid Dread, that was outsourced. They don't give a fuck about Metroid Prime or Metroid anything. Or the things they make themselves in-house, I haven't liked anything that they've made themselves since Mario
Odyssey, probably?
Mario Odyssey, yeah, I want to say. And that was 8 years ago?
Almost 8 years ago, yeah. 7 years from Wonder. Like, Wonder came out 7 years after that. I played it when it came out. You didn't play it until, what, like a month ago? Maybe a little bit more?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 months ago. We recently had a race on it. Yeah, I don't know. We just felt like talking about it because I've deprogrammed Ethan from being a religious toddler. And,
Yes.
And I'm a cynical man trying to find hope in the world again. So I don't want to be cynical.
Motherfucker.
I'm trying. And it's also the first game that doesn't have Charles Martinet. It's a lot of firsts now.
Yeah, it's almost like the potential start of a new era, like you were saying. Like it could be. Well, it is, but like whether or not that's a good era is yet to be seen.
We will see. Apparently, his name is Kevin Afghani. That's the name of Mario and Luigi's new voice actor. I don't know if he does Wario's fucking god-awful voice as well.
Fine. I'm playing with these chumps as a thief.
From the new Wario Let's Shake Our Asses Together, whatever it's called, I don't remember. Move It? It's just Move It or something like that.
I don't know.
It's boring, that's what it is. But yeah, it's...
That's the first WarioWare game I haven't wanted to buy.
Yeah, it's the first one I'm not gonna buy either, even though I'm religiously attached to Wario. But yeah, Mario Wonder. What'd you think when you saw the trailer? The first trailers?
I mean, it was pretty. Like,
yeah.
It was. Oh, thank God! Like the new Super look is gone, man. Those games were so, like, not so hard on the eyes.
But
yeah,
for the most part, like when the second I saw the animations and like
the animations, yeah,
the animations, the kind of art style in general, it's like it's so pretty and fun. It's kind of weird because the art cover, the main cover art for the game, isn't even the same art style as the game inside. Like Mario doesn't look like he does in the cover art. He looks different.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they did that.
Yeah, they should have committed.
It's like
fully.
Almost like pastel-y in the game art.
It is. Yeah, slightly painterly. As for the character models, not for the world itself.
Yeah.
The world itself is very crispy HD, but it's pretty and it has a nice color palette. It's a lot more varied. It's not just hard colors and washed out like in New Super games. Like, it's literally, if you look back at New Super Wii, it's gray. There's like a gray
it is.
filter
I was
on
literally
it.
like, I was picturing the games in my brain, and all I could picture was like the gray mountain world and how
Yeah.
nothing it is.
Yeah, or like
Those
even
games.
like in New Super Wii, there's like the first 1-1. You're like, why is the grass like dark? It looks like someone pissed on it or something. It just looks weird. But in this one,
Those
it's
games
color.
don't look good. Yeah.
Color is so fun. I don't know. So yeah, I had good impressions from the beginning. It was the first time in a while that I was like, I might buy that. Not for $60, but I'll buy it. And I don't know. I was okay with it just existing, and I was like, whenever I can find it for $30, $40, I'll buy it. And then my friend Luis, a picture here, Luis sold it to me for $12.
Just fucking so nice.
Doesn't give a shit. He does not care. He sold me Metroid Dread and Mario Wonder both for $25.
God bless his soul.
God bless him. He's a good boy.
God bless his autistic ass.
Yeah. Thank God he hates everything new. But after he sold me that, I got to playing it, and I wasn't addicted to it or anything.
Yeah, it's not really an addicting game. Like, I mean, I played it from start to finish in like, I don't know, a week, probably. But it's only like 100%, 15 to 20 hours at most. You know, it's still like a 2D Mario game. It's not fucking loaded with content or anything.
Yeah, I don't remember how long it took me. I guess I can whip my Switch out here and check how long it took me. But it took me, 20 hours for me as well.
Yeah, so it's more or less 20 hours to 100%.
Yeah, like we full 100%. Like, we got all those stupid fucking standees and everything. No, it took you 15 hours.
Did it? Is that what it says on my profile?
Yeah, it's 15 hours for you.
It's between 15 and 20. I'm pretty sure it was like 18 or 19. It rounds down.
Yeah, it does, which is annoying. Yeah, overall, not an addicting game at all. But I don't know, just going into it, it starts like any other fucking game in the Mario series. Problem, and then now play game. Bowser's there. Go. And that's not a negative. I'm not saying that as a negative. They don't need stories as long as they get you going.
You'll be clear when you're saying something as a negative.
Yeah, you'll hear the contempt in my voice. Like with that fucking wonderful flower that they put in the game.
Oh my god. Yeah, you hate that guy.
There's this, when you start the game, there's this fucking flower. I don't even remember his fucking name. I think it's just Flower. I don't know.
I don't think they're named.
Yeah. And it has the most annoying Wiggler's fucking Blues Clues ass name, like, voice ever. And the voice direction for him is exactly that. It's like hey, you're doing a great job. Oh, isn't this wonderful? Isn't this cool? I can't believe that happened. Whoa! That was weird. And it's just like, shut the fuck up.
Something?
Yeah, it's like you missed something, and I'm currently in the middle of doing that thing that he's talking about. And it's like a little thing, but I was like, great, this is great. Like, they made something interesting, and they couldn't help but ruin it. And then Jordan, I was playing with Jordan, because I played with other people to kind of test the difficulty of this game.
Yeah.
Because they added so many characters and so many like easy modes and shit like that. I was curious about it. And Jordan was like, can you not just turn it off? And I was like, it's fucking Nintendo, of course you can. And then I looked in the settings and you can turn it off! Nintendo did something that every other company in this world would have done. And they allowed you to choose. Something Nintendo doesn't like is letting you choose anything. How to have fun, like where to play games, what you can emulate. They hate choice. So them letting you turn that flower off, it's like a symbol for hope to me. Jesus, I hate that fucking flower. Anyway, the flower...
I didn't give a shit. I just kind of ignored it. But
yeah, I don't know.
Looking back on it, it definitely wasn't a positive. Like, I wasn't happy when I saw them. They're a little bit annoying at best, I think.
Yeah, for me, writing can get under my skin really easily, especially when it doesn't have to be there. Like, just let me enjoy a moment. Don't undercut it constantly. Undercutting something can be funny or, like, helpful, but, like, you're showing me, like, a really cool, like, oh, you just transformed into, like, a weird jelly blob, and then, like, not even... Before you even transform, the flower's like, what's going on? You're a jelly blob? It's like, what? Oh, yeah, I guess I am. It's just like...
I remember that.
It's like, fuck off, man. Like, let me enjoy it. Speaking of that flower, it's the Flower Kingdom. It's a whole new world for Mario, which is nice. Fucking finally. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's not just the same. And they actually... You know, the environments are a little bit different. It doesn't thank God it doesn't follow the standard, you know, World 1, grass, World 2, desert, World 3, ice,
it's not even
World
8
4,
worlds.
jungle.
Not even 8 worlds.
Water.
Nice.
Yeah, not...
It's like 6.
There's 6. It's like, you know, typical grassy kind of.
Yeah, it's nice, though, because
But
that's what I was talking about with the color palettes. Like, a color palette can make all the difference.
It looks so different. It's so much better than the boring-ass grass world.
Yeah,
in New
where it's
Super.
just generic Mushroom Hills. Something cute is that, like, in the far distance, you can see some of the Mushroom Kingdom kind of mountains with eyes. But, like, in the foreground is all the beauty of, like, the new, like, fields of flowers and stuff like that.
They're like, fuck all that old shit.
Yeah.
You're here now.
Yeah, it's nice. And you can see the wind passing by, and all the colors are different and vibrant, and it's just... The plastic is gone. We're not in plastic land anymore. It's still a little
real
blocky.
place now.
Yeah, it's a tangible place that feels real. It doesn't look like Sonic 4. Anyway, and the Flower
You're in
Kingdom's
like
just amazing.
off's plastic world.
Yeah, yeah, discount plastic. But yeah, you go through like, I don't know, the first Flower
World 2
Kingdom.
is like a cloud world, like a pink cloud world. Then World 3, I can't even like name a theme really. It's like, I don't know, Ninja Water World. I don't know.
Oh, the
Like, that's
Shining
good.
Falls,
You
the
can't
like
even-
golden
you
place.
can't-
That one.
Yeah, it's like that golden whatever master. You can't even put like a label on it because it's just like just an interesting place.
Yeah, with like that kind of square and an isometric angle, and it's got like the flowing water in like weird directions, and it's like everything's made out of gold, and things are flowing. Like I said, like the lines are
That's
going.
kind of like
direction.
what it is. Yeah.
It's so cool. Like Mario would have never done that before. It's so strange.
You had to take like 2 full sentences to describe it. But World 3 in New Super Mario Bros. Water.
Yeah, water.
That's
What they did with the water in this game is ingenious too, because nobody likes water, but for some reason it's illegal to stop putting water levels in games. I don't know who made the law, but it's illegal. So they have to have them. So they sprawl the levels across as in-between levels, in-between worlds.
Yeah, like there's like a central hub kind of world, and when you beat a main world, you go back and you play 1 or 2 water levels, and then you go to the next world.
Yeah, they sprinkle them in. Fucking, instead of making you just dive right into it and drown in all
Dread,
the
like every
levels.
single time you want to play the game, you have to dread going back to the
Yeah,
water world.
there's no like pipe to dodge it. You're just like fuck. But no, it's good. And then another thing we'll talk about is the badges. That makes the water even fun for the first time in a fucking 2D Mario game.
Yeah, I think the very second, it's very early. One of the first water levels is a badge challenge.
Yeah,
which
thank God.
gives you like a dolphin kick ability, which makes swimming better.
Yeah.
Not great, but better.
It's not. Yeah, it's still not great or anything, but it makes it faster and more dynamic. You feel like you're in the water, the penguin suit, but faster.
Yeah, almost
Yeah.
penguin suit-esque.
Penguin suit
But,
controlled
like, more
worse.
underwater. Yeah. But yeah, badges.
Badges.
A pretty big part of the game.
That was another reason I was excited to play it, because I saw the badges.
Yeah. They just, you can equip 1 badge per stage. You can change between stages or whenever you die, whenever you want, pretty much. Just not mid-level.
Yeah.
And they just give you little abilities, like, you can hover in the air, or you can get, like, a little boost to your jump, or you can crouch into a high jump, or they're more specific, like,
Very situational
uses, like the
ones.
dolphin kick badge, where you just put them on for water.
Yeah,
levels,
those are
and
more
put something else on
situational, where
after.
you're like, if I'm about to go in the water, and it's very quick too. It's not lumbering like, oh, I gotta quit out and then change the fucking badge. Like even when you
Yeah.
die, they're like, do you want to change badges?
Like when you play 3D World, and you can easily, like, just when the level is loading, switch to another character.
Yeah,
pretty much
super
just like
fast.
that.
And it's funny because a lot of these badges are stuff that they would parade around as a new power up, but instead they gave us like a shit ton of new badges, and they don't make a big deal out of it. It's just fun.
Yeah, and then they also have expert badges, which make the game harder. Like one where you're constantly, like, spring jumping everywhere.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the fucking spring mushroom from Mario Galaxy permanently. They knew
God,
that shit
yeah.
was... They've always known that shit was terrible.
Yeah, they added that in at the last second. I think somebody, like, Miyamoto was whipping the people that developed the fucking Spring Mario.
Yeah.
But fucking,
And they're like, fine, we'll call it an expert mode badge because it's literally a downgrade.
it's terrible.
There's one that makes you invisible.
That one's also, a challenge.
There's a regular sprint badge that just makes you run faster, which is great. And then there's one that makes you run, like, incredibly fast, like, out of control fast.
Yeah.
As, like, an expert.
300cc Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Fucking, and yeah, they add a lot of variety. Whether and it's voluntary variety. You don't have to use them at all.
You can literally go in with no badge if you want.
Yeah. And that can be its own kind of fun, because, like, if you just don't want to use them, don't use them. And another thing is that this game is super friendly to anyone and everyone. And it's the kind of friendly that, like, I point to as a good example of true accessibility. People use accessibility as a word for I'm lazy and I don't want to put any effort into anything, not even things I'm supposedly enjoying. Yeah. It's like, I don't want challenge. This isn't accessible.
Difficulty is not accessibility. Like, they're not the same.
It's different. A kid being able to play it is not it being easy. It's a kid with the motor skills of a child being able to play it. Mario is... Yeah. It's pretty, like, it's, you know, it's family friendly, and a lot of kids love Mario, they love Peach, you know, little girl, little boy, in between or outside, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. You don't have the motor skills to be able to handle playing some of these levels. So some of
them get hard.
Some of them get a little spicy, unlike the old games. Except for New Super Mario U, like, challenge coins or whatever. But
oh my god.
That was
we found that out the hard way.
Yeah, that was something else. Anyway, no, yeah, they give you a handful of characters, the Yoshis and Nabbit. But, like, the Yoshis, they do their little flutter jump, and that helps a lot. They're also faster, they can't take damage. And to mitigate that, they also can't use power-ups. They can't, like, they have certain limitations that make it so that you wouldn't just, like, pick that character if you're a lazy asshole. Cause
they're not just way better.
Yeah. They're literally for people that have not played video games and kids with lower motor skills or people with disabilities. Like, it's fun. It's a nice little thing.
Actual accessibility, like you said.
Yeah, because my mom, like, I played with my mom. We used to play games when I was little, and now, at this point, she hasn't played a video game in literal decades, but she could play with me as long as she was playing Yoshi, and we had a good time together. And then I played with my boyfriend Jordan, and he's just not good at games in general. Like, he doesn't really play them that much, and he didn't need Yoshi as bad or like Nabbit or anything, but it was useful for him to start easing in with those kinds of characters. And then
it's a nice option, and it doesn't take away from the rest of the game. Like, you can literally just ignore them and play the game like normal.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, force you to become White Tanuki Mario or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. In general, the character choice is really fun. But yeah, overall, character choice is pretty cool. Like, Yoshi being playable again in every level. And the only annoying thing is that if you're playing with somebody and they're Yoshi, you magnetize on top of them and constantly, like, are trying to get off of them. That's a problem that was coming up.
I never played multiplayer, so this is all new.
It was slightly annoying. So if any of you 5 people listening are planning on playing with people that aren't very good, try to jump away from the Yoshi, or unless you want to ride your
like
friend.
An extra obstacle, I guess.
Yeah, it's an extra obstacle for you. It's an extra little handicap. But yeah, once you get your chosen character and your badges, you keep heading into these, like, new fucking worlds that are finally diverse. Like, we were talking about the Fluff-Puff peaks, the fucking Cloud Kingdom, and it's not like all other Cloud Kingdoms. It's not just white and blue. It's like delicious, like, pink little clouds, and
it's like cotton candy.
Yeah, it's nice, which fits with the Sun-Baked Desert, which is the best world in the whole game.
I love that world so much.
Yeah,
yeah.
It did the thing that I've been wanting since forever, because I remember Sonic Lost World teased me with it, and they were like, "Oh, let's go to Desert World." And then the first level is you running around endless desserts, like endless cakes and cookies and little, like, licorice and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's so clever. And then every other level was sand. I was like, why'd you do that? Why would you make me think you're going to be creative? Yeah. But this game did it.
The Desert World is so creative. I think it's probably the best world. Maybe barring the special world.
Yeah.
If you're into that kind of challenge, but every single level is so unique. Like, there's that one level where you have to push around the walls, And then there's like the on-off switch, and it's like they turn into like a maze, but like a good kind of maze. Not the dog shit ones that are like pick a path, but it's actually creative and clever with their solutions.
Yeah, and then the something that we have to mention is each world has its own little hub, and it's like the hubs are actually fun again. Like they're like real hubs. They're better than even in Mario World and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the desert world, you run around and you find so many secrets. There's like secret shops, secret paths, and like secret levels, and
you have to like
run under a waterfall to find one, and then
it was Sandfall. You mean? It's doing that classic thing though, where like if you see a little corner somewhere, like rub up against it and see if a coin pops out or a shop pops out. Sometimes full levels pop out, especially in the desert, because they took that joke of like seeing a mirage in the desert, and sometimes you're walking in the emptiness of the sand, and a level will just pop up in front of you, and it's kind of fun. It's just like and then you start wondering like how many are hidden around here. I gotta look everywhere.
And then it rewards you for searching, because there is a lot.
There's a lot, yeah, and they either reward you with purple coins, which you use to buy, like, items, or Wonder Seeds, which are this game's, like, kind of stars. You need, like, in this game, it's not New Super. You don't just go from level to level, and then that's it. There's a gate at the end of, like, certain sections of the world, where you need to have this many seeds to pass.
Yeah.
So you can't just do the bare minimum. You have to at least try a little bit. And effort expected from your audience is nice, because that means that they actually cared enough to challenge you.
I was gonna say most levels have 2 Wonder Seeds, so they'll have one just for beating the level, but then they'll have another one that actually transforms the level, which is like the whole gimmick of the game, right?
Yeah.
It'll either transform the level, or it'll transform Mario, or whoever you're playing as, or give you like a different perspective on the level. They got pretty creative with them.
And they were great, and upon replaying them in our race, like they're still fun. They're fun.
They're still fun. Yeah, they don't get stale. There's just enough variety that you don't like run into the same ones too often. But they also like they'll reuse them 2 or 3 times. Some of the really good ones, and then they'll like expand upon the concepts learned earlier.
Yeah.
But they never like they use them the perfect amount, like just enough to like explore the mechanics of them without them getting stale.
Yeah, like a good example of them reusing them but it not being bad is when they turn Mario into like a jelly blob.
Yeah.
It's like you're
the jungle world.
Yeah, you build new environments around that same mechanic, and then you got another enjoyable wonder moment.
Yeah. The final castle is like most of the final level in that world is just you as a jelly blob having to navigate.
Yeah. It's fun. And if you don't use that jelly blob, if you don't use that wonder, you get a fake out ending. It just says complete.
You have to go back and do it. Yeah.
You have to go back and do it again, because you were lazy and you didn't do it right. So go do it again. That's how it should be.
Go back and do it properly. Yeah.
Yeah. Go play the game.
It's really nice when games don't let you just get off easy.
Just let you pass it for no reason. Yeah. Oh, with the wonders though, they start off so strong with the fucking like little Piranha Plant musical number. That was great. That was the moment that I was like, New Super is dead. Finally. It is dead.
Yeah, fuck that.
Something that fun could never exist in a New Super game. New Super is utilitarian. It is using everything just to get a game out the fucking door. There's no fucking passion in it. Like people that are talented worked on it, but that's it. That doesn't mean that they cared. That just means that talented people designed those games. And it's rare in New Super to find anything that's fun, but in this game, fun's around every corner, man. It's fucking it's great.
Pretty much every level. I can't think off the top of my head of a bad level in that game.
I think the only bad moments were like some of the like little side mazes, which are completely optional. You don't have to do them. Where you can collect like 5 of the key coins. Yeah, the search parties. Yeah. Some of those dragged on or were way too cryptic, which is ironic.
The point of those is they wanted to lean into the multiplayer mechanic and have you searching with like all the other ghosts of other players.
But I had people with me, and we couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. And then we had to be switching characters, and there was like 2 specific keys or whatever the fuck you're collecting. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, the hidden character blocks. I think you were almost forced to use them.
You were forced. There was a yellow toad block that if you didn't hit that, you couldn't get the final piece.
The whole point is that you're supposed to play it in multiplayer, like online multiplayer, and then there's like 10 people in the level with you, not just one other person.
Yeah.
I think, but that again, they're optional and they're few and far between, and for the most part, you can figure them out on your own. But it's a small
little thing. For the most part, the rest of the levels were great. But that does bring up a thing.
I think every single regular level is at least good.
At worst they're good, and that's amazing.
If your worst level is still good, then you did really well. The level design is just leagues better than New Super. Again, the levels are actually memorable, like the Desert Temple levels where you're pushing around the walls and using the on-off switches, and then...
it's just, I don't know. And then again with the amount of different, like sometimes they do the sunset levels from DKC returns, that kind of thing.
That's one of the Wonder Seed effects where like the background becomes dark and then. Oh no, that was just like they're just levels like that. Yeah.
With the Wonder Seeds, they get weird with it. It's not just like, oh, you transform into a little blob. Like, they stretch out Mario and make him look really fucking weird, and you're jumping around, and you're like, I don't know. Sometimes it gets so odd that it's odder than I think Nintendo's been since the GameCube.
There's one where you literally turn into a platform, and then when enemies stand on your head, you get shorter.
Yeah.
And then there's like a really cool puzzle to get to the end of the level with that, where you have to literally become the platform and guide like these spiky balls on top of your head to fall into like place, and it's just really weird and great
and creative
and just so fun. Creative. Yeah,
and they're all little wonders, like they say. It lives up to the namesake. It's not just some shit.
It lives up to the name. It does.
I don't know, like what I was gonna say earlier is that those little optional side missions, though, as good as the level design is and can be amazing, it still has a bit of that like wideness that like allows for multiplayer action.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it removes I miss just having a single player fucking Mario game. Just, does everything have to be multiplayer? I don't know.
That's kind of the standard that New Super set.
Yeah, but that's something that they're trying to get away with, and it's like, I think this is a good game for the whole family, but can like the next one just be for one person to enjoy by themselves?
It would be nice.
It would be nice.
I mean, they did get closer to that because multiplayer wasn't really advertised as like very heavily.
Yeah, but look how many characters there are.
There are, yeah.
And then like that online and the standees reviving you and all that stuff. It's just so.
Oh my god! I mean, that's a whole other thing. You didn't even I turned it off entirely, right?
I fucking turned that shit off. I don't like seeing online shit. I left it on,
and I put down standees for other people.
Yeah.
But I never, like, I personal code adhered to never reviving myself with a standee.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not even an elitist thing. A lot of people are like, oh, you think you're too good to be using these, but it's just like, why am I doing this then? It's like looking up
the whole purpose of, like, the challenge, you know?
It's like reading a synopsis of a book and then reading the book after you know how it ends. It's like, why bother? It's like, that's what a game is.
Point. It's not about like, oh, I'm so cool, I did it without checkpoints. It's like, no, that's how the game was designed.
Yeah.
And you were intended to beat this from start to finish. They give you checkpoints. The game isn't difficult, but you're removing any reward that you could possibly get. Like, any challenge is gone if you're spamming the stand.
It's mindless consumption. It's just like annoying.
Especially because they already have accessibility options with like. Some of the badges even just straight up help you. Like, there's some that add extra blocks to levels. There's one that like makes you start the level with a mushroom, and then all the characters as well. And the fact that like you can beat the game without playing any of the most difficult levels. They're completely optional.
Yeah, none of the bosses really pose much of a challenge, which is something I know you know.
Oh my god, the bosses, man.
Yeah.
To me, that was personally my biggest disappointment with the game. The final boss, don't get me wrong, the final boss is fantastic. The little Bowser show with his big stupid head in his hand.
That was great. That was a great.
It's got like, it's not super hard, but it's engaging.
Yeah, as long as you give me spectacle and it doesn't end in 2 seconds, then I'm fun. I'm having a good time. It's like Zelda
engaging,
bosses.
It's a decent length, like it doesn't end instantly, and it's fun. But yeah, other than Bowser, every single boss is just Bowser Jr. Or if you even want to
belt.
count, I don't even want to count them.
I don't
Those
count
run
them
to the
because
end of
they
the
fucking
hallway
broke my heart.
airships.
Fuck that shit. I hate it.
Oh my god.
All the airship levels, auto scrollers still. Auto scrollers might be like they're like a subset of the you must have water levels law.
Yeah, like you must have auto scroll.
Yeah, it's like subsection A. This also includes auto scrollers in Mario. Auto scrollers suck. They're boring.
They're not good. Most auto scrollers are fucking terrible.
Yeah, because it's so slow. People just toss them in like they're just like a pair of fucking croutons. Like you have to have them there just because.
Yeah, and then at the end of these airship auto scrollers is a run to the end of this hallway and press a button once.
And it has so much potential. Like I'm gonna show on screen what the level looks like, and it looks so fucking cool. Like
it looks so cool. Like it could be. This,
it looks like you're
little
gonna have like an
gauntlet to get to the
obstacle
end
course.
Of it.
Yeah.
Maybe you get sent back to the beginning and it gets harder. No, you literally run in a straight line and you jump on the stupid little Bowser button.
Fucking
level
time,
ends
man.
Instantly. It's done.
All of them are the same. All of them are
And they're
that.
all the same. They get like 10% harder.
They don't.
Which means you have to.
I don't even believe you. That's a lie. You keep walking forward.
It's
and
so
most
unnoticeable that it basically feel all the same.
You would say it's harder
then-
because you have to press A 3 times instead of 2 times.
Yeah,
like
you press
earlier.
A 3 times instead of once. That's the extent of how difficult these
so
are. They're really
bad.
pathetic.
And but like
and the Bowser Jr. boss fights,
they're not as
they're-
awful as
they're
that,
a step up from like the Koopa Kid boss fights.
They're way
or, like,
better
New
than
Super
that.
DS's
They're way better
Bowser
than
Jr.'s.
those. Yeah.
But they're still really pathetic, especially considering how much potential
At least-
those had as well.
at least
'Cause,
they're a
like,
little
just
longer.
give Bowser Jr. a Wonder Seed, and then make him transform into one of the cool things that Mario transforms into in the actual levels. Like, make him into like a spiky ball, and then you have to avoid him for like 30 seconds, or make him into a platform, and you have to jump on his head for a certain amount of time to shrink him all the way down. You could make a joke, make him into a Goomba, and you stomp on him, and then he dies. Like that's the
Yeah.
final hit.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
instantly
They could have
gets
done so much
crushed.
with it, and then
Yeah, that's
they-
true. They could have done a lot more with them. Yeah, for sure.
they transform the level itself a little bit. Like they'll make the floor stickier. They'll make the back.
The water fight was great, where there's like
down.
well, the one with water was great, where there's circles of water in the air and stuff like that. That one was good.
Yeah, like that's a little bit more interesting.
That's
Makes
like-
it a little more engaging. But
Yeah, they needed
still,
more of that.
they barely did anything with the boss fights. And it's only Bowser Jr. And it's always jump on his head 4 times, every single one of them. It's 4 instead of 3. Again, this is like, it's a slight step up from...
It's a literal step up. It's like,
It's
oh,
a
they say the
literal
bosses
one
are too
step up
short,
from
add
like
one more
the
hit.
Koopa Kid boss fights in New Super.
Those are
but
so
they're
bad.
still like relatively pathetic,
Yeah.
and there isn't even a boss in every world. I think it's 3 or 4 of the worlds, and then some of them just end without a boss, which was,
That was strange.
I don't know. Honestly, if every single world ended without a boss fight and just ended with like World 5, where you turn into the slime, and the final castle is just you going through like a level gauntlet as the slime, then it ends, and that's it. There isn't a boss.
Yeah, a boss level.
If they had
literally.
levels like that instead of these pathetic boss fights, it would have been better, I think.
Yeah, it would have been. I love boss levels in terms of like, not the level itself is a boss. It's an obstacle course rather than there being an enemy you're attacking.
Yeah, boss levels are fucking cool.
They're really creative and cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
If they wanted to have actual bosses as well, that would have been good as well. But
Yeah, Nintendo's always been awful at bosses. Just terrible.
yeah, they have been. It's not their strong suit.
Yeah.
And the final boss is good, at least. It is good.
Yeah, it ended on a decent note comparing to the fucking previous. And again, like, everything still has so fresh feeling. I think the only time it felt kind of repetitive is the magma bog or whatever. But even then, it's like the hub is built in like a really cool way where you're descending down, and
yeah,
it's like
it is.
you're like digging into the core of the earth, and you're just like getting through all the levels, and it's kind of neat.
Fucking cool.
But like it's still lava at the end of the day. It's just lava.
Yeah, it's kind of just lava world.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, the 5th and 6th worlds, like the 5th one is just kind of jungle, and the 6th one's kind of just lava.
Yeah, if the 5th one is like disguised jungle because it's like fungi mines. And
It's a
like,
little bit. It's still, again, it's a step up. Pretty much everything is at least a step up from New Super.
yes,
Um,
including the music for sure. The music.
oh yeah, the music is actually like, it's not amazing,
It's
but
not-
there are some songs that are fun, and they're very fitting for their levels.
They're good for their levels. They're definitely not earworms. There's nothing really super memorable at all. I don't
No.
really remember anything. from
Like I
the
can't
soundtrack.
really hum things off the top of my head,
Yeah.
other than like that bum ba da ba da bum ba ba da ba da. They're serviceable. They're solid.
Serviceable for sure. Yeah, it's like I don't know. The music's fine. Usually, I can be a bit of a stickler with music, but as long as it's atmospherically good, like it fits with what it's trying to do. Do you want a happy mood right now? Does the music make me feel happy? That's good enough. Is it good on its own? No, that's fine. If it's good on its own, that's like a bonus. That makes it better. But
yes,
it didn't really transcend to anything like that. It's fine.
It didn't, but it was perfectly serviceable all the way then. Yeah, the final world was good again. Like, you know, you go from the kind of generic magma world, but then the final world is like this Bowser's Rage stage. I think that's what the final level is called. It's like this weird green lava castle world.
Yeah.
And all the levels are really
It
creative
looks
leading
so
up to the
cool.
final fight.
It looks great.
Like the first one, you ride along, what were they called? Missile Megs, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Which are like bullet bills that if you jump on them, they don't die, so they kind of carry you along
Just ride 'em.
throughout the sky.
Yeah.
Then there's another level where you become like Metal Mario and you go through like an electric like maze.
Oh yeah, that was
there's-
cool.
Yeah. There's another one where they have another new type of bullet bills. I don't remember what they're called, but they're like heat-seeking ones.
Like torpedo Teds?
They aren't torpedo Teds. They're like these little squishy-looking little bullet bills that
I don't remember.
turn and target you and then go straight for you.
I don't remember.
And if they hit a wall, they won't die. They'll stop and then they'll go after you again.
that
But
that
all
is
the levels
something.
leading up to the final level were really good, and then the final level, of course, is let's go through all of the Wonder Seed transformations. But that's good. Like it doesn't matter that it was predictable. Like it did a really good job
As long as it's fun, it doesn't matter. Yeah. That is something I love so much, though. It's like that. I don't know. New things are important, and that's why new was such a spin in the face, because they kept repeating the same fucking shit over and over.
Yeah, New Super Mario Bros. Really was like a
No,
slap
it's the
to
most
face because it
ironically
wasn't
titled game in game history.
So ironic because it was just the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, and
there was nothing new in those.
And it's funny because like people like Nintendo fans complain about like Call of Duty is just the same thing over and over every year, and it's like, are you on your way to pick up New Super Mario Bros. 7 while you're saying that?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's like, but in this game, there's like a new little creature, which like it first started with 3D World because they introduced the little spritlings, those little ladies. Remember those? And you were vaguely in a new kingdom, but they were still adhering to that fucking tired, 1 through 8 level structure and all the same themes. But in this, it's just 6 worlds. And there's these little poplins, little creatures. They got like little acorn heads.
Poplins, I think.
Poplins, yeah, they are. I just said it weird. They help you out. They're really cute. And then there's little details like if you're Elephant Mario and you have water in your trunk and you beat the level, you spray them and they bloom. Their little acorn like blossoms into a flower because they're from the Flower Kingdom.
That's what the little flowers like. They just eliminate them. Just have the poplins. That's enough.
Yeah, the poplins are way better than the shitty talking flowers. And then there's even like
I love how much you hate them.
fucking god. And then there's these like little personality ones where there's like a fisherman little poplin or that poplin in the golden area.
The master poplin.
Yeah, he was all like, yeah, bro, you're gonna be able to beat my challenges, the most pathetic challenges in the world.
Yeah, there's fucking like.
But he's like,
nothing.
oh, you cool
At
enough?
the end, he even says, "I guess you were always better than me. I guess."
Yeah, at least he admits it. But yeah, that's the thing though. There's so many new enemy types and characters and stuff. It's so great.
All over the place. Like there's those rhinos you run on the head of.
Yeah. The fucking anglefish that jump up at like triangles and like in an angle.
The new bullet bill types that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
There's
was those?
new shit all over the place.
Wait, let me see.
They have the pushing like Hammer Bro looking guys that push the blocks around as well.
Oh yeah, those little firecracker dudes.
Yeah.
Those
the
are
airships.
cool.
That was the best airship because
Yeah.
you were constantly engaged with those guys like throughout the whole.
Yeah, they gave you something to do while you were waiting for the fucking screen to pass by.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
What a revolutionary idea. The little birds that extend out and hit into the walls.
Oh yeah, they have like the little shoot. They shoot out
It's
their
like
nose
that.
and it
It's
turns
like
into a
that
little
bird that you
platform.
transform into in Mario Wonder. It's kind of
Yeah.
like that. It reminds me of those guys.
Just fucking. There's so much new shit just constantly.
Yeah, it's
And
cool.
they're so creative, and it's so fresh, like you said earlier.
It's just nice. There's like these stacker enemies that like They look like little like cups, and they all stack on top of each other.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they're fun. Oh, the hippopotamuses, those ones, the hoppos.
Yeah, the rolling guys I mentioned earlier. There's like the rolling ones, and then they're bouncy as well.
Yeah, the names are great too because it's like hoppo, a hopping
Hoppos, yeah.
a hippo. It's like, it's cute, it's fun, man. It's having fun. Like there's another hopping pun where it's like the hoppy cat, where you jump and they jump as well, and they have spikes.
Yeah, and
on
they
them.
jump as well, and those levels are really good. You had to respect them as well.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
Yeah.
that's the thing with this game. When we were racing it, obviously we're trying to go as fast as possible. When we were racing a new Super game, you literally hold right and you jump and you twirl every once in a while, and it's mindless. You just run
twirl if you feel like making sure that your brain's still firing, like fucking.
Yeah, like am I still alive right now?
Yeah, let me twirl to check.
You can get by the first world, maybe some of the second world, just mindlessly holding right. But like, once the levels start getting a little bit harder, you can't just mindlessly blaze through them. Like, you actually have to respect the level design and play them properly, or else you will get hit and you will die.
Yeah, and some of the enemies are pretty good too, because there's like those little red. They're called mamas apparently. They look like little salamanders. They open their mouths really wide.
Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not careful with those, they'll fucking kill you.
You'll die. Yeah, they're actual threats. You have to respect the level design. There's a real. It's not a difficult game, but it keeps you engaged. It keeps you on your toes. You have to actually engage with the level and the level design, or you will die.
Holding right and jumping occasionally is no longer how you play the game.
Yeah,
and it should never be how you play any game.
No.
It's like, Jesus, man. But
yeah,
and then there's variations like everyone's throwing fireballs, or like that piranha plant that shoots watermelon seeds at you and stuff like that. It's just like cool. Or those bullet balls that you were mentioning. There's like Meg or whatever. What's her name?
The missile Megs that you have to use as platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. The roller skate Koopas. Those are funny.
Oh yeah. And then some of the wonders are just a spectacle. Like in the roller skating Koopa level, you just like a bunch of rainbow bridges appear, and you just run around and collect a bunch of like tokens while the rollerblade Koopas just roll around. It's just fun.
Yeah. And they brought back the mechanic finally from Mario World of being able to hold things and kick them up.
Yeah.
Because those fucking snails are everywhere that are like the pink green snails.
Yeah.
Apparently they're called swirly pods, which is a fun name. But
that is a fun name.
They give you lots of those because there's a lot of times where you can just throw their shell up and you can hit things, and it's just fun. It's been forever.
Yeah. They purple coins are the replacement for star coins in this. And they're
in a way, there's
because,
3 big ones.
Yeah, there's 3 big ones per level. Those are basically the star coins.
Yeah.
They're a lot better because they actually reward you afterwards. Like purple coins, like we said earlier, are like, there's regular coins in the game still, 100 for a life, but the purple coins are used in the Flower Kingdom shops that you find throughout the worlds. And then you can buy badges or wonder seeds or like 1-ups.
Yeah, or the
standees.
Yeah. I hate those because that's 100% completionist problem for me.
Yeah.
Is that if you ever play this and want to 100% it, make sure to be buying as many standees as you can, because you're going to cap at 999 coins. Which, why? Why did you cap it? Why'd you do that?
That was unnecessary, yeah.
You cap so fast, so there's no real reason to do it. But whatever, those standees are irrelevant. But yeah, those 3 big purple coins take the place of that, and so it makes you still want to kind of explore and look around the levels.
Yeah,
still.
You still explore. I mean, star coins were always a good mechanic.
They were
from the new Super games, but again, they're more rewarding in this because they actually give you something.
Yeah,
and just because like the game is more creative and better, finding them is more rewarding as well. Generally, a lot of star coins, like some of them would be good, but a lot of them would literally just be hanging out in the open.
It'd be like immediately in front of you.
Very few purple coins are like that. Maybe in the early worlds, a few of them are like that, but most of them require like going to a secret area or solving a small puzzle of some kind, or utilizing your wonder power in a unique way. Some of them are like very easily missable. Like you have to nail this trick on like this one try, or else you're gonna have to come back and get it later.
Yeah, or just kill yourself and then start from the checkpoint and stuff like that. Yeah, that's nice. And along with the new fucking enemies, there was new level like gimmicks and stuff. Like aside from Wonder, which shakes everything up in every level, which is great. Like
Yeah.
there's just base like new obstacles like
Just like regular levels are just better. Yeah.
yeah, like the stampedes you were talking about earlier with the little buffaloes, or one that I really liked. I love how it felt for some reason. The goo, the like slime blocks that you can enter, and then you kind of swim around, but you're more like trying to
Oh
navigate
yeah,
around
it's like
them.
different from swimming.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I just really like how that felt. It was interesting.
It was.
And then those Nars, the little candy balls from Cuphead, they come in and like bite in a straight line and take away your obstacles, your like platforms. You remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like cool stuff
Yeah.
like that all over the place, and it's great. I love it. It's fucking
It
fun,
is.
man.
And as per with the 2D Mario games, with most of them at least, there is a special world. And this one is more similar to Mario Worlds, in which you find like a secret path, and then you go to one level of the Star World, and then that will connect to like the middle. But in this one, you can't access the other levels just by beating one of them. You actually have to find each individual secret exit to play each of the special levels, and they're all really great. They're like decently challenging.
One was bad though. One was really bad.
Which one?
The Fungi Caverns. You have to go back and talk to random poplings that you saved earlier.
Oh, if you're talking about actually finding them,
Yeah.
I was just talking about the actual levels. Yeah, finding the secret exits.
Finding the secret
are always
exits.
great.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, one of them you literally go back into the final castle of the world for a second time, and that just arbitrarily unlocks the secret.
Yeah, like,
exit.
and you'd never think to do that. I wasted like a literal like hour, maybe 2 hours, like fucking combing through every level, and then I finally was like, I guess I'll go back in here, maybe if I replay it. And it's like, oh, you're back? Oh, well, let's unlock this bonus level. I was pissed off. I was angry.
Yeah,
I was
it's
not
kinda
happy,
stupid.
man. Why? Why would you do that? It's so dumb. But
Yeah,
aside
but
from
most
that,
of the secret exits are pretty good.
yeah. Aside
There's
from-
another one like that where you go and talk to the master again. Like you just go back into his level and he'll just arbitrarily.
I don't know
unlock
why
it, so-
do that. It's
I
really
don't know why they
annoying.
did that, but the actual levels that themselves are really, really great. Like there's one where you're a Goomba the whole time. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was a great like.
It
little
was.
prompt.
Yeah, you got to see what it
Um,
was like to live as a Goomba.
Yeah, there's one where you're on like beat blocks, and it's actually like it's a pretty infamous level because I think it's unlocked in the second world.
Or
And
people
the
struggle
world
with
one
it? I
secret
don't
exit
blame
is a lot better hidden, so you're most likely to find that one first. It's the one that I found first, and people struggle with that level.
It
is
took me like 2 or
actually
3
pretty
tries. It's good. It's a good one. And I'm not saying that like we play so much platformers that's like for us 2 or 3 tries in a Mario game is like a lot of challenge. Like dying multiple times in a Mario game, which is more accessible to everyone, that's surprising. And that level is saucy. It's nice.
I died a lot more because I was trying to get all 3 purple coins in one go. It might not even be possible. I'm not sure if that's even possible.
Just beating it my first time, I was talking about. Like, if I was collecting them, I probably died way more. But they're good.
They're decently hard. There's another one where I think it's like the bouncing hippos again, and it's like
hoppos.
way more difficult. Like you actually have to bounce off of them. You have to utilize their physics to like
Precise
their potential.
angles. It's so fucking.
Yeah, you have to use like angles and shit, or else you're not making those jumps.
Yeah, there was definitely one where I was like fucking struggling with getting the
Yeah,
right.
like
precise
they're decently hard.
angle. Yeah.
And it's great. And then once you clear everything like 100%, you unlock the final 2 levels, the penultimate challenge, which is it's kind of like another Wonder Seed rehash where you're utilizing all the Wonder Seed powers again.
Yeah.
That was good.
Which is a nice, like, it's a nice, like, look at what you've been through kind of thing. Like in that Super Mario Galaxy that, remember in the first one where they had a little mini galaxy that had every theme that it had before?
Yeah, like the final.
I love that kind of
the
shit.
final Bowser world. Yeah,
I love it.
It's somewhat like that.
Yeah.
And then the final badge challenge, which was a good challenge, but it didn't really.
It wasn't that
feel,
hard, though.
It wasn't that hard. It didn't feel as good as something like the perfect run in Mario Galaxy 2
Yeah,
or
no, not at
Champions
all.
Road. Always point to those.
Or even the
two as,
3D land,
perfect-
like special.
I heard the 3D land one's really good. I haven't. Unfortunately,
It's
haven't played it yet, but yeah.
decent. It's not as hard, even close to as hard as Champions Road, but it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
This was solid. It took me a solid few tries. Like
Yeah, me
it
too.
wasn't easy by any means.
But I was disappointed by the end of it for sure. Like, if you're gonna give me a massive challenge, like, give me something that makes me struggle. Like, Champions Road was something that's hard.
I think
for
Champions
anyone.
Road is like the crowning, like the gold standard for that.
Yeah,
you know?
it is, and not just in Mario, like, or Nintendo games. Like, that is honestly difficult for anyone that's just good at platformers anywhere in any game.
That level's fucked.
It's fucked up.
It does not care about you. You will die.
It doesn't care about your feelings. It's hurtful.
Yeah.
The one thing I was sad though is that like this game had great power-ups, but they never had like a good level to showcase them off in.
Yeah, because the Wonder Seeds kind of took precedence.
Yeah.
I think the drill power-up was best utilized.
That was the best
They
one.
did have some decent utilization.
And it was
of that.
cool
There's like
seeing
a secret
it-
exit where you have to drill into the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then go across like a gap and then like, oh, that was cool. But especially like the elephant power-up, there was one lava level where you used the water ability like that you carry in your trunk and you have to like extinguish blocks.
Yeah.
But that's like the only time I can remember actually utilizing the elephant power-up in like a, from a level design standpoint. We were talking about the bubble power-up. The bubble power-up, it's a really great power-up. Like
it's fun and creative, but it feels like it was made for speedrunners, not for average players.
Yeah, like I've seen speedruns where they like chain bubble jumps together.
Yeah, it might as well be the fucking Mario cape for them. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, but they don't ever make a level where you actually utilize the bubbles as platforms. Like that's never a mechanic.
Yeah, I was hoping that'd be one of the
bad.
final challenges, but
yeah, like even once would have been great.
And then of course the Fire Flower's back and the Superstar and all that stuff, but and then like a cool graphic always pops up when you get one of these power-ups. Like again, the art style.
Yeah, the little animation you get. Yeah, it's so much better.
Everyone has little
like just
little
the
designs.
stilted. I'm sure like anyone who's into these games has seen the comparison of like when you get a power up in New Super, the soulless deadpan look on your character's face as they
the mannequins
barely change at all into their new form. Yeah. In this game, they're like
they strike a motherfucking pose, man. They pose.
Yeah, they fucking pose. They're grinning ear to ear.
Yeah. Like a Sonic the Hedgehog graphic pops up behind them too and stuff.
Yeah. It's really great.
And even the animations for like the Firefly, when you shoot them out, Mario actually shoots them with his little hands. Like they don't just come out of you in a shitty way. Like in the old games, Mario just puts
pop
his hands
out of your fucking torso.
Yeah. At most, Mario puts his hand out like the Force, and then they just come out. In this, it looks like you're actually throwing them, and it's really good. It has a good feel to it.
It's just so much better. Those little details do matter.
The animation, it makes you feel like the impact of you throwing things out, or blowing the little bubble, or drilling, or how heavy the elephant is. Like it's great. It's awesome. Yeah. I don't know. I was just hoping that they'd be showcased a little better, because New Super in general, most of their fucking power-ups were superfluous. Like they're just like, as much as I like the design for the Propeller Mario, like it's Propeller Mario, like whatever. It's not that great. Penguin Suit Mario is just a frog suit, but like controls just as weird, but in modern day. I don't know. Even the original New Super on fucking DS, like the biggest thing they had was you can turn giant and you can turn small.
The Blue Shell.
Blue Shell. I forgot about Blue Shell. See, I don't even remember Blue Shell, because who the fuck uses Blue Shell?
We both agree that New Super DS was the best one, but it's still... It's not amazing.
It's not great. It's fine enough to be called Mario 5, but not good enough to be the only game we get for the next 20 years of our fucking lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like power-ups have been kind of shaky ever since New Super DS. The squirrel suit was kind of cute. I don't know, what's some other ones? I don't even remember anymore at this point.
Exactly. The acorn. That is the squirrel.
The acorn was it. That's it. That's the only one that was kind of cute, and it's literally just the cape again, but with just a glide.
Yeah.
So it's like or the Tanuki. So it's just shitty.
It was nice. The power-ups are good.
Yeah.
It's too bad they didn't utilize them better. But
in this one, they're good. In Wonder, they're amazing.
That's what I mean. In Wonder.
Yeah. In Wonder, they're great, and they're great because I wanted more of them. I wanted them to be.
I forgot to mention one badge. Probably my personal favorite. Other than maybe the one that makes you run really fast.
The grappling hook?
The fucking grappling hook.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe they put that in there. It's so amazing.
It's pretty good. It's good
stuff.
Yeah.
And they even had a section of the final level dedicated to it. Oh, it's great.
Oh yeah. In general, it's just fuck, man. It's fun. And
it's just fun.
It only has...
If you throw a grappling hook in your game,
yeah.
As long as it fucking functions, your game is probably better.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Assuming it's a platformer.
God, I won't even start. But that grappling hook is fun. And in general, it's just... It's just a fucking fun game, and Nintendo doesn't feel like they've released something that's purely creative and fun in a long time. Even if you liked whatever trash they spew out, New Horizons, fucking, I don't know, they probably dumped out some Kirby game. Oh yeah, Forgotten Lands, appropriately titled. It's just fucking just a bunch of crap. They just shit it out like the Mario sports games. Like, there's no passion in them. It's just lifeless. But like, this game feels like it had ideas and there was a reason for it to exist. People had ideas and they wanted to get them out. The old
and then they did, and it worked.
They did, and it worked. Yeah, and everyone liked it, and everyone was happy.
Yeah,
it's just it's not arguable. It's better than New Super in every way. It just is.
Yeah,
and we're done with that. Hopefully, I hope to God.
Hopefully,
you can never underestimate Nintendo's stupidity and laziness. They could keep going with New Super. I don't doubt that.
It could revert.
I don't doubt it.
But let's hope this is a sign of a new and better time.
It is, yeah. I hope it is, because that new Mario and Luigi game looks good. Metroid Prime 4 is coming out.
Even the new Mario Party looks
I didn't see anything
better.
Of that. I saw that they were bringing back 3 classic square boards, and I was like, okay, I don't care. And I skipped it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's like, Mario Party 2's back, everybody! It's like, cool, when that game come out in the 1940s? Whatever. I don't know. Nintendo, they had the first good Direct they've ever released, ever, in existence. I'm not even being funny, like, that's the first good Direct, because, like, other Directs have had really big moments, but they've never been overall good. Because, like, if you don't care about Smash Bros., like, a lot of Directs for a couple years there suck balls.
Just RPGs, farming games, and farming RPGs.
And farming RPGs fighting games.
Yeah.
It's just Ruin Factory clones all over. Stardew clones. And Smash Bros. And then occasionally they release a sports game. But this game finally brought some fun back to the fucking world.
Yeah, it was fun. I think both of us gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
like,
it's
not
a solid 8.
It's not revolutionary. Again, it wasn't addicting.
No.
The bosses are a bit of a problem. But for the most part, it ranged from good to great the entire way through. It was really creative. It was engaging. It looked pretty good. It sounded pretty good.
Sounded alright.
The talking flowers, which you could fortunately turn off.
Which you could turn off, dear lord.
Accessibility is there. The badges were great.
It lets you play how you want to play without forcing you.
Lets you play how you want to play, yeah. Like the badges combined with the power-ups, combined with the wonder flowers, wonder seeds, whatever. It's good.
Nintendo released a game again.
There you go.
There you go. Go get it, but not for 60. Wait for 40.
Not for that's a
sticking
point.
It's
still not. It is not worth $60. Get it for $40 if you can.
Wherever you can. Not everyone gets to have my luck and get it for $12 fucking dollars.
Have a friend who doesn't give a shit and gives it to you for $12.
Yeah. I was like, how much do you want? Like 50 for both?
It for $40, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's yeah. Apparently it's the fastest selling Mario game ever, so hopefully that sends them the right signal, but you never know what they see. The bean counters, they never understand why the beans are coming in. They just count them.
Yeah.
It's really fucking infuriating, because when you see this amount of creativity, they just think, oh, the only problem was the word new was in the title. Let's just make every game identical to Wonder, and then just have a different title on the end. Like, I don't know. They could just be that stupid, but hopefully they're not.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is a sign of a new, better era
of Mario, and I won't say Nintendo, because they're still on the same shit track as always. But for Mario, this could be a new era. Hopefully, in terms of the Mario series. For Nintendo, they're making a new Zelda game that is just reusing Awakening's everything, and there's little things like that makes me think like, I don't think this company's going anywhere that fun. Since the Switch came out and Breath of the Wild and Odyssey came out, I didn't even like Breath of the Wild, so I got fucked extra hard on that one. Everybody loved Breath of the Wild and Odyssey, and then they loved when they re-released Breath of the Wild named Tears of the Kingdom. But outside of that, Nintendo hasn't released shit. They've just been resting on their laurels, so hopefully with the Switch 2, we get some fun stuff. And the only reason I'm optimistic is because this game was good. It was that good. It It's good.
It was
enough.
good. It was solid. And yeah, that's that, I guess.
That's all I got to say about that game. Buy it.
I'm gonna end my thing.
All right. Bye. Oh yeah. By the way, the Big Catch tackle box, a prologue to a game called The Big Catch, came out. Go play that like right now, immediately, please. Thank you. Bye.